Unfortunately, this is the final thing of the night. But I want to talk about this because I mean he touched so many people's lives. Of course, the great legend that was James Earl Jones passed away at 93 this week. I mean, if you're watching this show, you were probably a Star Wars fan, and I'm sure your first interaction with the man was hearing his voice as Darth Vader. But then you probably maybe are a Disney fan, and you've heard his voice as Mufasa, but yet you maybe have watched movies like Field of Dreams and saw him live action so much. He had such a great career, such an amazing actor. Um, so yeah, I want to talk about him a little bit. What we guys, what are some of your memories of him? Um, John, you can go first.
Well, let me give you some background first. His feature film debut was in 1964 with Dr. Strangelove. He was the first black president of the United States in 1972's The Man. He was in Conan the Barbarian in 1982 as the villain. He when every time you turn on CNN, if you ever do, and you hear this is CNN, that's him. He recorded that a long time ago. They still use it. Um, for Star Wars: A New Hope, he was paid $7,000,
Mm-hmm.
but he declined the screen credit because he wanted to give it was in deference to the actor who played the role on screen, which was David
House.
Prowse. Sorry. Um, yeah, and he's an EGOT.
Yes.
And those of you that don't know what an EGOT is, it's about this close to being immortal. It
Emmy,
means you got, yeah, go ahead.
an Emmy, a Grammy, a Tony, and an Oscar.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Oscar and Tony. That's how it spells
Right.
EGOT. But yeah.
So he's got all of them. There
Yep.
are very, very, very few people on the planet ever, like in history, that have been able to get all four of those. But he's one of them. So I mentioned the movie in which I saw him first and recognized, oh, James Earl Jones. That was in Conan the Barbarian. Because I looked up at the screen and going, why is Darth Vader the villain in why is he using Darth Vader's voice as the villain in this? And then I found out that, oh, that is the guy who does the voice for Darth Vader. So yeah, it was that was it. And he was impressive even in that movie. He is a presence on the screen.
Yeah.
And you can tell in almost anything he's done. And his voice, I mean, his voice is right up there with like Morgan. Yeah, it's like the thing that the
Yeah.
voices off the top of your
The
head.
voices
Christopher
you want to
Walken,
narrate
Morgan
your
Freeman,
life.
Samuel Jackson.
Well, no, I mean, it's like Morgan Freeman or James Earl Jones. Who do you want to narrate your life?
Yeah, because you don't want Christopher Walken doing that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was my first. That was the first time I recognized the entity known as James Earl Jones. And again, I went to see the movie in theaters in 1982. So.
Mm. Don, what about you? What's your first memory of James Earl Jones?
Oh, I mean, the obvious answer is going to be as the voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't know it, in my first couple of watch throughs of Star Wars as I was very young, but um, I will always remember. I mean, guys, James Earl Jones, okay, if George Lucas is the wheel and the rudder to the pirate ship known as Star Wars, James Earl Jones is the mast on which they affix the sail, which makes the whole thing move, right? Because his voice made Darth Vader the world's best villain. It is because of James Earl Jones's voice that Star Wars is more than just some hokey space opera from the 70s that everybody makes fun of, right?
Battle
is
Beyond the
now
Stars.
it is now this mega franchise that will live longer than any of us. And it's because of James Earl Jones's voice making Darth Vader the best villain in cinema history. I mean, have any of you heard David Prowse's dialogue? I'll
Yes.
do a
Yes.
little bit of
There-
impression
Yes.
for you. You're part of a rebel alliance and a traitor. Take her away. Okay? Like,
It's
if
more
they
like a
left
get
it-
her the comfy chair. That's what
Right.
you're expecting from that voice.
So I credit Darth Vader for the whole Star Wars franchise that, again, will last beyond any of us and that I love today. If it wasn't for him, it simply would not exist. Again, it would be a hokey space opera that they came out with back in the 70s, where they used a bunch of models, glued them together, and made it look halfway decent. So,
I mean, there were a couple of happy accidents that made Star Wars what it is. It's one of those lightning in a bottle things almost. But he is definitely, like you said, he is like one of the main pillars of that. And you take him away, and it's a 3-legged stool. If the whole thing falls over, because as we've said on this show before, you cannot have a good story without a good villain.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
What is this undertone that I'm getting here?
Real quick. Kassan says, Don wearing a Brown jersey. I don't know if I can continue following this podcast. You do know that Don is from Ohio, right? There, Kassan. Like,
right.
Got to support the local boys.
Even if they suck ass most years. So love the reference there, Thrawn. So because the next question I think you're going to ask me, Dave, is first time you saw him in live action, and that's it. Coming to America.
Yeah. I wanted to say that. So I always point this out. I was 6 years old when Empire Strikes Back came out. I did not see Star Wars in the theater, but the first movie I really remember seeing in the theater was Empire Strikes Back, and being taken aback by Darth Vader. Like, he was the scary presence on screen, right? And kudos to George Lucas, who understood that, like, his voice had to be different. It could not be like the actor who was portraying, he needed a big guy to play Darth Vader in that costume to be this presence on screen, but obviously the voice had to be deep and menacing. So he got James Earl Jones to do the voice, and it was great vision on his part, right? And also great vision on his part by putting him in a mask that didn't have a mouth, so that it didn't have to sync up, right? It didn't matter. You just, he does the hand gestures and he's talking, and it brilliant visuals, brilliant direction by George Lucas. I don't care what people say. Like, he was a visionary, and that was such a brilliant move on his part. But I'll tell you this: at 6 years old, I didn't understand that there was somebody else in the costume, and James Earl Jones was doing the voice. I thought James Earl, like, I didn't know it was James Earl Jones. I just knew, like, oh wow, whoever plays Darth Vader's got this deep booming voice. Like, that's all I thought as a kid. That's all you think. And then I remember the first time I saw him in live action was not Coming to America. I was too young, but was Field of Dreams.
Oh yeah, he was in that.
Such a great movie. If you're a baseball fan, or if you grew up playing Little League and all that kind of stuff too, I think, like, it's just one of those things. Like, it's a great piece of Americana, and of course he's in that movie. And it was like,
talking baseball movies, see, Field of Dreams, I've ever seen that, but The Sandlot.
Yeah,
that's my baseball movie. And I thought he had a great role in that too.
Yeah,
you're killing.
But I remember, but I know that was the first time I saw him live action, and it was just like, oh, Darth Vader is in Field of Dreams. That was my thought watching this as a kid. Like, oh, look, there's Darth Vader. So yeah, like, and it wasn't until I was much older I realized, like, oh no, there's somebody else in the mask. And I want to tell this story too, and I know it really has nothing to do with a remembrance of James Earl Jones, but I always thought this was fascinating too. Empire Strikes Back. David Prowse, the line that he said in the movie when they recorded the dialogue, when he was recording the scene where he's fighting Luke, he basically says that Obi-Wan betrayed the uh, the Jedi, right? And that's whatever it was. He there's some kind of like stupid line that he gives, and that's what Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker's reacting to, and he's like, "Oh, that's not true. That's possible. It's a lie." The only people that knew what he really said were Mark Hamill and James Earl Jones, and obviously George Lucas. Like at that point, James Earl Jones recorded I guess the sound engineer knew too, that recorded his voice for the show or for the movie. But like that's another brilliant thing. Like he was able to keep that secret so long because the actor on set said something completely different. And James Earl Jones said, "No, I'm your father." You know. So it's like and basically right before they went to record it, Mark Hamill always talks about this. He's like, now he's gonna say this, but this is what he's really saying, and this is what we want you to react to. And that's like that was so brilliant, such a brilliant move. And and I will say this too, my favorite role besides Darth Vader for James Earl Jones was when he played himself in The Big Bang Theory. It is one of the utmost best episodes of that show where Sheldon goes to meet him and he's at his favorite sushi restaurant and he's sitting there at the table and Sheldon walks up and he goes, let me guess, you like Star Wars? And Sheldon shakes his head yes, and he goes, well, let me tell you something. I like Star Wars too, and like they just become fast friends and they hang out. Oh my god! And the aside, people don't know this. That show also had Carrie Fisher on it, who we lost a few years ago. It's the only time the two of them met. It's the first time the two of them ever met in person. Was doing The Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
It's one of the most amazing things ever.
Comedy brings people together.
There you go. So,
and
go ahead.
It just goes to, but going back to what he did with Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, it goes to show you his character. That instead for billing, especially after like with The Empire Strikes Back, he still didn't have his name put up to let David Prowse, get the credit for his acting in the suit. And especially for a black actor at the time to forego the amount of talk that would have generated for him. Not that he'd need it in a couple of years.
Right. I'm
he
just saying
have known that.
he already had a decent career at that point. He had been in, like you said, Doctor Strangelove. He had
The
been
Exorcist
in Roots.
to the Heretic, Zuzu. And it was like,
he had been in Roots at that point. Amazing movie if you've ever seen it. So like I get it. He didn't need it, but you're right. It speaks a lot to his character. Like, give the guy who's doing the physical acting the credit. Like, I'm just a voice, but it's his gravitas that pulls you into that character.
Or makes you feel creeped out by him, or makes him feel threatening.
Greatest villain intro in film, period, in Star Wars. When that door opens and he comes out, and you hear the breathing, it's you cannot. There's never been a better villain entrance ever. I'm sorry, fight me on it. I don't care.
No, Dave, it's one that they use over and over and over again, and it has the same effect every time. Like if you play like a Star Wars video game, like Star Wars, the new one, Outlaws, right? They do it there where, there's an Imperial guy. He's sitting there, door open behind him. and you hear that breathing, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" Like you instantly know who the fuck just stepped into the room, and all you got to hear is, that breathing. Like they
Yeah.
do it successfully over and over again. It's that badass.
Yeah. We'll address Kassan's comment at the end there. What's besides Darth Vader, right? Because we're all going to say Darth Vader. Besides Darth Vader, favorite favorite James Earl Jones role other than Darth Vader, John.
I would have to. Well, I mean, I liked him in was it Conan the Barbarian?
Okay, I agree.
But how about? Let's pull a weird one out. Mr. Moses in Meteor Man.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, I mean, in all seriousness, like, I don't know, it was when I say that was my first memory of him was Conan the Barbarian. Like, that's it. But I'll tell you, okay. After that, I would say Coming to America. He was fun in that one, and you could tell he had fun with that role too.
Yeah. Okay. Don.
Oh yeah. Coming to America. It's a movie I love. And just like, and I've touched upon this a little bit, me kind of being fatherless throughout my childhood. It's like James Earl Jones was kind of a dad to me because he was Luke Skywalker's dad, right? In a way. Like honestly, I remember watching Empire Strikes Back, when I was young, and I could not have resisted my father saying, "Hey, come join me, son, and we can take this galaxy together." Like, to me as a little boy, I was like, "Well, Luke, oh my god, how are you not doing that? Because that would be great." But anyway, fast forward to
they go skipping off into the distance,
right?
hand in hand, lightsabers waving. It's like,
but then fast forward to Coming to America, and again, he's a proud father of his son. What is Hakeem? Or "Hey, sire, the people are waiting," and he's like, "Well, make them wait. I'm talking to my son." Like, I don't know. It's good shit for
pretty good.
man.
I have to agree with both of you and make it a third. It's Coming to America. I mean, it's one of the, if you grew up in the 80s, it is a staple of our childhood, but it's a fun movie, and you can tell as an actor he's having fun in that role. He's being able to be funny in it and enjoy himself and have a good time with a bunch of people that he enjoys being around, and it draws you in, like all of his performances. I was going to say The Sandlot because you reminded me he was in The Sandlot. I didn't wasn't even thinking
Mr.
about
Myrtle.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is another one of my all-time favorite movies from when I was a kid.
Well, they get you good in that, right? Because like they show the flashbacks to the owner of the dog, and he's some like white guy, but then you actually meet him, and he's a blind baseball player who Earl Jones, not.
And and it's a moving part. It hits you in the feels, especially if you're a kid, and like it's one of those movies that does hit you differently when you're young than when you're an adult and rewatch it. And he's brilliant in that movie. But yeah, Coming to America is just so much fun.
And people born a little bit after us, their first memory of him is probably all the Jack Ryan movies he was in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because those were
right?
big at that time. Yeah, Clear and Present Danger was it? And I think there was another one too. I'm pretty sure there was another one.
He's definitely in Clear and Present Danger, and then Patriot Games is the other one with Harrison Ford. I can't remember if he's in that one or not. Because Red October is not Harrison Ford. That's what's his face? Oh my god. The ghost from Beetlejuice, one of him and the husband of Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts.
He's one of the bald ones, right? Or
Baldwin. Alec Baldwin. He was Jack Ryan in Red Hunt for Red October.
Sorry, I would have spit it out, except try to keep the Baldwins behind a secure door in my head. 'Cause,
Oh, because you don't want
he's-
Alec to choke you out for
yeah,
taking
no,
apart your spot.
it's the other ones that are really bad. But yeah, Clear and Present Danger. But he's been in a lot of other stuff too. Judge Dredd, 1995.
Oh
He was in Judge
yeah,
Dredd,
the Sylvester Stallone one. Yeah.
and he was on Third Rock from the Sun. He was on Stargate SG-1. Other stuff like let's see, what else would other people? Homicide: Life on the Street. He's done voices
He's
on The Simpsons as the narrator.
he
Um,
is he's somebody that, like, I'm gonna agree with Don. There's something about him, even when he's playing Darth Vader, that's fatherly about him. He hits you in the feels even without trying.
you
He was a
you know what else
good,
he's good as a father? Mufasa.
yeah.
I don't know
That
how we
was the
haven't mentioned
article.
that yet.
I know. That was the article too. That I kind of alluded to earlier. They're talking about, because he signed his. No one knows what the details of that agreement were, that he signed the rights over to his voice. It's believed that it was just to do Darth Vader, but Disney owns everything now.
Yeah.
And they are talking about doing a Mufasa movie.
Well,
now.
they are doing it's not animated, is it?
Yeah, it's an animated, and there's a different
CG,
actor.
yeah.
It's a young Mufasa, and there's a different actor doing the voice, but there's a possibility of flash forwarding him talking to Simba, telling the story.
Yeah.
Do they use the digital James Earl Jones voice in that sense? I always remember you made me think of it. The it was in The Simpsons, and it was Bleeding Gums Murphy, but then it was Darth Vader and then Mufasa appearing in the clouds after Bleeding Gums Murphy passed away. But yeah, as I was saying, he's touched so many people. He will be missed, definitely. Like, he was a force in this world, and he was always so humble in interviews and everything too. And he's one of the few people, not few. He's one of the only actors from Star Wars that I've wanted to meet that I never had a chance to meet before he passed away. So that saddens me a lot. At least I got to meet Carrie Fisher before she passed away. But and actually, I can't think of their names. Kenny Baker, who was R2D2, and Chewbacca was. Come on, Don.
A broken
I'm drawing
speaker.
a blank on that one too. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, he's such a nice guy too. God, this pisses me off.
You're talking about the voice of Chewbacca?
No, that was all done digitally, basically.
Yeah, like a broken speaker.
The guy in the suit,
Peter Mayhew. Peter Mayhew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, one of the sweetest men you could ever meet. So yeah, it's funny because they're definitely the three I've met, and
he's 7'3". 7'3".
Well, he passed away in 2019 in April.
Yeah.
Yes.
April 30th.
Yep. Anyway, I've babbled long enough. He will be missed. That's all I can say is Godspeed, and we'll probably hear his voice again.
Well, no, you absolutely will, because I'm going to bring up Kassan's comment here. Yeah, no, he is absolutely signed on to be Darth Vader forever.
Forever.
But
that's the only thing we know for sure, is that he's definitely going to be Darth Vader forever.
But with that, they didn't use his voice for the Outlaw games when Darth Vader appeared in Star Wars Outlaws. So I'm not sure what that's about. But he is supposed to.
Who makes the game?
Oh, you got me there. What, does it matter? It might be LucasArts.
If it's not LucasArts, that might be what the issue is. It might be. Is it Bethesda?
Oh, it's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. That was it. Yeah. It's not LucasArts, so they might not have the rights to it.
Stupid. That makes me really not ever
You
buy
would-
it. I'm never going to buy that game.
You would think that, well, game development takes a while, so maybe the game development and the
True.
rights and all that and the contract for that happened before they had
Because let's be
his
honest,
contract for that.
let's be honest,
so.
James Earl Jones was alive when that game was being made. The voices recorded a long time ago. Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast. And don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.